Alright, so I lost a lot of footage, but we got the Dremel out and cleaned up all the welds around those holes and stuff, and finished. I don't know if I put that in the last video or not, but we got those holes filled up. Still to finish these up. But other than that, the car is completely ready for paint, other than fixing these dents right here too. So, yeah, that's kind of where that's at. Did a little sanding over here, so that's red. Alright, well anyways, today's video is not about this car. It is about this car. So I'm not really too sure what I'm going to be doing with this car yet. What I would like to do is keep it and fix all the rust on it. And then if I can't, if I'm not going to be able to afford to like build this car, but fix some of that rust in there and stuff, and then sell it as a repaired rust-free shell and try and make some money off of it. That's what I'd like to do, and sell it as like a bare rolling shell. But we'll see what happens with that. But for now, I need a few parts off this car, like the rear diff, handbrake, heater core, all the wires and the interior and stuff. So what we're going to do is put the old suspension back in there, and then I'm probably going to have to put the 5-lug hubs on it so I can roll the car around. But once it's on wheels, we can go ahead and start doing all that stuff in there. So we might work on this car later today, but for now we're focusing on the coupe. So let's get into it. Let's play Find My Ratchet. Set this die right here. Oh, there she is. And here we go. I just want to explain what's going on here. So I took the suspension out of here to replace the bushings in it, and the bushings got pressed in, and I found out that I was dating this car. So the suspension from this car that has the new bushings in it are in that car. So this is the suspension out of the hatch, and yeah, so we're gonna get started, but it's kind of impossible to put this on with the tension rod still attached to the control arm, so we're gonna pull that off first, and then get the control arm seated, and then put the tension rod in. So I know that one of these two bolts is for the control arm, one is for the tension rod. I think the longer one's for the tension rod. That looks about right. And this one goes through here. Yeah, so that looks right. So the shorter one's for the control arm. So now that this is loose enough that I can probably get it on there, we're gonna stick that in there. Oh, there's one hole. Okay, there's that bolt. And then tension rod. Money. Alright, tension rod and control arm are sitting in there now. These are sitting in here. Move them around now. I have to get the shock from behind the car, which is going to be a fun project because those are probably buried. But yeah, so that took about 5 minutes. Making good time. I just want to take a minute to acknowledge how beautiful of a day it is too. It's like probably 60 degrees out here. It's perfect. It's like not too hot, not too cold. See, we got our rust right here. It's great. Currently, we're rocking the stock wheel right there. It's keeping from this car from rolling out of the garage, but oh Jesus! Bucket of rusty metal. We got our hole in the floor. Here are our shelves. I can't carry these with 2 hands. I'll talk to you later. That's tight enough. This car is just being rolled around. Also, these are, there we're at. The threads on this ball joint are so screwed up. That's all I'm gonna get the nut on, so, kind kind of rocking that, but it doesn't really matter because we're just rolling around. Whoa! Unlike every other bolt on the car, I actually know where to find bolts for that suspension. I set them right here. How lovely. Does that fit? Looks like it'll fit. So like I said earlier, since I guess I didn't explain this earlier. So the rotors that were on this car when I was taking them off the first time, I was trying to hammer it off because it was just stuck on there. It was like so rusty. I had to take a sledgehammer to the wheel to even get it off. But I ended up, that hub actually cracked in half, so I ended up throwing those away. And I don't have other 4-lug hubs because I don't really have wheels that fit perfectly for this car, so I can't just throw the 5-lug on here and then take these 4-lug and put them on here. So I think for now we're just going to take the 5-lug and throw them on here, and then I have a set of steelies back there that we're going to put on the car so it can roll around, which kind of sucks. I don't not really want to put 5-lug on here, and I guess if I do sell this car, I'm going to have to find wheels somewhere so I can get that car on 5-lug, and this car can not go away with $300 hubs I just bought for it. So this tie rod end doesn't really fit into the knuckle, which I don't really know how to show you guys this, but it looks like I can try and hammer on it, but it's not going to do anything, so I'm not even going to bother. So I'm not too sure what, not sure if you can see that, but not too sure what that's about, because it's actually the bearing bending. I don't think it's supposed to do that. I might just be stupid though. Yeah. So pretty wobbly tire. That's fun. Yeah, that's. I can move that with my fingers. That can't be right. Yeah, so that's not supposed to be like that. That kind of aggravates me. I don't think it's a bad bearing. That can't be right. Because even on this one I can still wiggle. I can still wiggle this just with my hand. That can't be right. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to some people. That aggravates me though. Catch me at first class fitment. Oh yeah, look at that. Can't even fit a finger in there. Every time I worked on this car, I'm like, I'm really gonna miss this thing. I can't believe I'm selling it, but you know what? Bye-bye. I'm not dealing with that. Too much rust on this thing. I'm done here. So as you can probably see, I don't have really any space to do anything over here, so I think I'm just gonna, while I problem solve and come up with a way to like find something that's gonna work for that, just gonna deal with some of this stuff, get rid of the radiator, get all this junk out of here. So we got all that cleaned out. Call me crazy, but I really think that these taillights tinted, just tinted a little bit. I think that looked pretty sick. I'm not one for tint, but I think that looked pretty good. So I kind of figured out why the wheel does this. So whenever I threw away the old hubs, I didn't get that washer that goes in between like the the nut or whatever you call it. It's a nut, but I don't know what it's called. If it's called something special, but there's like a little washer spacer thing that goes in there, and it presses the hub together and against the spindle. And if you can see, I'll show you in here, there's actually a split, and there's like 2 bearings in there. So what that does is whenever you have to get the washer in there, the nut will actually like push those together, and then it like locks the bearings in there, and then it won't wobble like it does here. But for just rolling around, this is gonna be fine. And then whenever I actually put these 5 lug hubs onto that car, it will, be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna start working on that side. All right, so as you can see, we got our nice little rust repair. This took me forever to do. It took a long time, and I didn't even do it right. What I should have done, I welded it from the inside, from the frame to the sheet metal, but I should have actually just like drilled holes in here and like spot welded it like it was from factory. But whatever. Next time. I'm actually pretty proud of this spot. That doesn't look very good here, but on the other side it looks pretty good. Taking that out is more than likely going to be in the next video, so stay tuned. Also, I just want to say, someone please, I'll give you like a dirty cheap deal on it. Someone please just like buy this car and get a use out of it, because this thing is like so rusty, and I want to see somebody get a use out of it rather than just going to the scrapyard. Make an offer. That's where I'm going to leave this video off. So we got all the front suspension in the coupe, and that's kind of what we're going to be selling it with. I'm actually going to end up taking the tire and the hub back off the passenger side, because I had to take one of the bolts out of the, like where the knuckle meets the shock, in order to get the other suspension together. And if I try to set it on wheels, that tire is just going to be rubbing against the shock, so I'm not even going to be able to roll it. So we're going to end up just putting on wheel dollies and putting like a wood block on there and setting the control arm on that. But then after we do that, next video we're going to be pulling out some of the wiring and the diff, and then pushing it out in the driveway and list the thing up for sale. So, yep, stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If not, leave me some feedback. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next one.